Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, what can you do if you have a friend and all of a sudden the friendship has gone? What will you do? Would you potentially kill your friend? Or what will you do if your friendship with someone has gone south? Would you say, hey, listen, I forgive you? Or would you say, hey, listen, if you're money now, let's face each other? Yeah. Or at the same time, can you badmouth or trash talk to someone who has been your close friend? Or say, what will you do if a friend is a bully and you haven't even done any training, any exercise on self-defense, or you don't know how to defend yourself? What will you do? Would you allow to be bullied? That is exactly the same thing, the exact situation what is happening in Africa, right? The West treat Africa as bully because they say, hey, what can you do? Okay, we will come and set up military bases in your country, and we can even refuse to say, hey, we're not coming out. Why? Because what will you do? They bully us, okay? Or let's take a case whereby Uganda they impose the ITI LGB bill into action, and then the ambassador, right, through the United States Embassy in Uganda, they flew the rainbow flag in Uganda country. That is straight up 100% bull. Now check this out. I have facts for you here. South Africa is the only country in Africa with a commercial nuclear power plant, okay, which consists of two reactors at the Koeberg nuclear power station that accounts for around 5% of South Africa's electricity production. Egypt is the other African country with a nuclear power program, having launched the construction of three 1,200 metric reactors. South Africa plans for new nuclear power has been scaled back, and now and new builds are now considered unlikely before 2030. I mean, it's all clear. South Africa doesn't have a nuclear power plant. I mean, that's propaganda for sure. But I don't believe South Africa has a nuclear power station. Okay, I mean, I don't believe. I don't believe. You know why? Okay, you know why? Okay, even if, okay, even if the West they decided to stay in South Africa, the West clearly demonstrated that hey, we will stay in South Africa. We will develop South Africa, and at the same time, we will stay in South Africa. Okay, but we won't put power station there. Why? Because they know for a fact. Because they know for a fact that hey, if we put nuclear power plants in the station, I mean, the economic situation, the economic, even the financial system, even the financial institutions that the global West use on Africa is purely restriction. It's purely restrictive in nature, so that Africa can continue to be undeveloped. Africa can continue to seek aid, military aid, food aid, what other aid, healthcare aid, just aid, so that Africa continue to be beggars, quote unquote, in the global stage, and not real producers, and not real decision makers when it comes to global. Why? Because they treat Africa as this place whereby they are completely entitled to Africa, whereby they are completely entitled to Africa, whereby they say, hey, listen, we can come to your country and we can steal, we can take everything out of your country and ship it to the West. In a simple scenario whereby, hey, listen, they use a very popular term, is called public-private partnership, PPPPP. And check this out. This public-private partnership, they don't allow for the people, public citizens to benefit. They always say this public-private partnership is meant for foreigners investment. Okay, It's called FDF, foreign direct investment, which they like it so much, especially especially the IMF. Excuse me, especially the IMF in a country like Botswana, a country that has said no to IMF. IMF always find a reason to downgrade the economy. They say a country that shuns debt, a country that shuns a country that shuns private diversity, diversification. Whereby, hey, listen, they use these foreign companies like Total, Elf, Orano, okay, to come into African countries and explore and ship everything, get out everything. They need raw materials and they need raw materials that cheap. Okay, and they take these raw material, they ship it to France, they ship it to Germany, they ship it to whatever country, so that the refining, their production is done in that country, in France, so to speak. Let's say France, so to speak. Okay, let's say, let me give you a clear example. Let's take a country like Niger, the Nigerians. Niger has uranium, and uranium is used to power this, to power this, to power these nuclear reactors, so that you can have electricity. Okay, to power this, to power this nuclear power program. Okay, 100%. But it's not like this. Okay, it's not simple like this. But they will take the uranium to a company called Orano and they will ship it to France. And they needed uranium in raw form, not processed. They need it in raw form. Why is that? They take it to Niger, ship it to France so that they can create jobs there, so that France economy can grow, so that through jobs creation, economies do grow. Through job creation, the country GDP grows. Through job creation, the consumer price index of that particular country grow. Through, through job creation, the amount of money in circulation and people purchasing power grows. The amount of living standard and quality of lifestyle, it able to grow. The people there, they get employment, right? The government don't need to worry about employment because, hey, they provide it through these companies. Okay, this is why. This is why I believe Africa needs to have nukes, right? So that on the global stage, if a country like America, if a country like France, and they came into Africa, they set up military bases, and they refuse to come out, okay, they cannot bully you because they know, hey, if you don't, we will just we will just face, okay, mislide one mislide into that base, and within 2 minutes that thing is gone. Okay, I mean, picture this: United States, they cannot allow, okay, Russia military base to be set in Cuba. Okay, they cannot allow Russia nukes, right, to be set in Cuba. Why? Because they know it's in a few less than 5 minutes. The whole Miami, right, and the states, the entire Florida, okay, and other several states can be gone in literally less than 5 minutes. Okay, they cannot bully Russia. They cannot bully Russia. Check this out. They cannot bully Russia, right? Picture this. We have several military in several African continents. We have Batuka training in Kenya. At the same time, we have still American Navy in Kenya. But check this out. In Eritrea, Djibouti, I believe Djibouti, they have many military bases. Okay, we have United States Army in Botswana. We have several British and United States military bases in Cote d'Ivoire and in several African countries, especially the West Francophone countries, so to speak. But okay, but check this out. They say they are fighting counterterrorism and security cooperation and security, counterterrorism cooperation, so to speak. But it's not the case because they know their job is not security cooperation. They know their job is to get this raw material dirt cheap, right? And ship it to their country. Okay. This is why Africa cannot be allowed to have a nuclear power program. Why? Because hey, you will develop too much. And if you develop too much, how will you buy our imports? Let's a case like Nigeria. Nigeria has been importing fuel for years until Dangote refinery was set. Now it serves Nigerian government billions and billions of dollars, and still Nigerian people, the quality of lives will improve. The naira will get to strengthen. Okay, so this is the high time in my conclusion that Africa needs to unite. We have a one military, we have a one currency, and also we develop nukes. How about that? Yes, so yes, let me know your comments in the comment section down below. Much love, peace and love be with you. Let's go.